Hi guys, this is Emily Cupely for TheAlleyWayStamps, and for today's card I'll be using the Mistletoe Kisses stamp set. I mounted the stamps I want to use on an acrylic block and will stamp them on a white 110 pounds cardstock from Coordinations using my archival ink in jet black. I masked the legs of the bird since I want it to look more like an ornament. I'm stamping my images on the front of my A2 card base and will press down firmly to get a good impression of all of my images. Then I'll stamp again one of the ornaments to fill my card a bit more. Now I'm stamping the two ornaments on some post-it notes to create some mask out of them. For this, I'm cutting out the inner part of the images and will use the negative portion as my mask. These images are very simple, so it is very easy and quick to fussy cut them, for which I am using my IKEA Success scissors. Then we'll place my mask on place and another post-it note to make sure I do not get any stamping outside of my ornaments. For the round one, I will stamp the poinsettia on it. I had two masks since I was afraid the ink would bleed through it, but apparently it was too thick and didn't get a good impression of my flower. So I removed one mask and stamped the poinsettia again, right over the one I already stamped and didn't have any bleeding problem. Now we'll mask the other ornament, and this time we'll stamp the little star on the set. I will stamp it 3 times, as random as possible. We'll move my mask again and we'll stamp the mistletoe. For all the stamping, I'm using my archival ink in jet black, since it is waterproof and I'll be doing some watercoloring next. Today wasn't a good stamping day for me, so had to restamp the mistletoe as well. I am decorating the ornaments with the same stamps on the set, but remember that you can use any small stamp you may have for this. Also, you can use the stickles, liquid pearls, or a gel pen in any color to add some details to the ornaments, instead of stamping on them. For the coloring, I'll be using pumice stone for the white areas, fire brick as my red, and forest moss for the green areas. I'm using my Wink of Stella in clear, which will add a beautiful shimmer to all my images and works well on my regular cardstock. I planned the coloring before the stamping, so I stamped my images in a way that I had a pretty good distribution of all my colors. This way I avoid ending up with all my red images on one side of the card and the rest on the other. Also, I'm coloring all the areas I want in the same color at the same time, so that I do not have to keep cleaning my brush more than the necessary, and probably even getting one color where I don't want it. I'm adding the color where I want the shadows to be, and then blending it to the rest of the image. The images are pretty small, so they are very easy to color, since they do not need a lot of shading and blending. This stamp set is great for both cards and gift tags, since it has a lot of small Christmas and winter icons. You can decor the little ornaments as I did today. You can randomly stamp the images on a cardstock to create your own pattern paper, or you can even use it in combination to another stamp set to create a whole scene. On this card, I used more traditional colors, but you can also personalize it a bit more with a different color combination depending on the person you are going to be sending it to. I'll use my distress stain in tarnished brass to color the metal areas of the ornaments, as well as the center of the poinsettia and the peak of the bird, but you can use a gel pen as well. Also, you can use silver or even copper if you prefer. Then I will add a coat of glossy accents to all of them to keep the glitter in place and give them more shine and a bit of dimension, which will add much more interest to the card. I forgot I wanted to add the metal piece to the top of the bird, so I will do it now before I add the glossy accents to it. For this, I used the top of the round ornament, masking the circular area with a post-it note. Then we'll continue adding the glossy accents to the rest of my ornaments. Now we'll color the metal piece of the bird with the tarnished brass as well, and we'll add the glossy accents to it too. Then I let the glossy accents dry completely before moving to the next step. Here you can see it is dry and shiny. I masked the top of the card with some masking tape, and I am adding some tumbled glass to the bottom of my card, blending it with my round blending tool toward the top of the card, creating an ombre effect from blue to white. I'm not going to add any color to the very top of the card, but the masking helps me not only to prevent any accident in case I ended up doing it, but also to keep the card in place and avoid getting ink on the inside of the card. Then I removed the ink from the ornaments with a paper towel and stamped the phrase "Season's Greetings" with my archival ink. Now I'm adding some strings from the top of my card to the ornaments, using my Sharpie in gold and a ruler. I just happen to have this Sharpie, but you can also use a gel pen or any other marker as well. You can use it in another color or even in black. Also, you can add some twine to the card if you do not mind to add some dimension to it. Anyway, I wanted to keep this card in one single layer, so I simply draw the strings. A T-ruler is not necessary, but probably would help you to add the lines completely straight to the card. Finally, I rounded the bottom corners with a 1/4 of an inch corner rounder. Here you can see all the shine in this card. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel as well as the TheAlleyWayStamps channel if you are not subscribed yet. Don't forget to visit my blog to see the full list of supplies and more close-up pictures. Here is another card where I used the same stamp set I used today, and a card where I did some masking and watercoloring as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!